All right, peace, Aurora. So check this out, right? Your chart is pretty interesting. Like, for starters, you have your moon in Pisces and your sun in Leo. And it's like they're not close enough to make an opposition. It's not a 180, 180 degree. You feel what I'm saying? I think this is more like a 100 and anyways, like 190, you feel me? But so you kind of missed the bullet by being born earlier than later. You feel what I'm saying? But nevertheless, with this polarized energy between your moon and your sun, it still does manifest, not so intensely, but in a manner where it's like the sun in Pisces. You feel me? Pisces, they are the ones in the zodiac who wear the rose colored glasses. You feel what I'm saying? They walk around in life with a perception and ideology that everything is okay and everything is perfect and wonderful, Fantasyland. But of course, like, I can't really completely say that's you holistically, because you also have your moon in Virgo, and with your moon being in Virgo, that kind of saves you from being more inclined towards Fantasyland and being grounded in reality. But it's like your moon is in the first house in Virgo. You feel what I'm saying? And so with your moon being in Virgo in the first house, it's an indication that, like, those energies of analyticalism, criticism, you feel me? Analyticalism and criticism, they all are inclined or directed towards yourself, towards you. You feel what I'm saying? And so when the moon is in the first house, it also produces this energy of, like, the moon in Aries, because, like, Aries rules over the first house naturally. And so ultimately, with your moon being in the first house, you can have a tendency of taking things way too personal and reacting and responding to other people as if the things they do are personal to you. But it's like, in reality, a lot of people do things because they are individuals themselves and they have their own emotions. You feel what I'm saying? But then it's like, alright, so that's your first house, your moon in the first house. But then you also have your sun in the 7th house. And so with your sun being in the 7th house, this is an indication that, like, what becomes of great, like, centering attention in your life is, like, relationships. You feel what I'm saying? Relationships and partnerships. And so then, like, also, see, with you having your sun in the 7th house, but with not even your sun in the 7th house, but with you having Pisces in the 7th house, I'd have to look at your chart though, for real, to clarify this. Yeah, so not really. Your ascend, yeah, so no, your 7th house ruler is Saturn. Your 7th house ruler is Saturn, not Pisces, not Neptune or Jupiter. But nevertheless, with you having most of your 7th house in the sign Pisces, there is an indication of, like, fantasy orientated thinking when it comes to partners in relationships. And it's an energy of, like, the hopeless romantic. You feel me? I gotta keep looking at your chart though, because yeah, it's the energy of, like, the hopeless romantic. You feel what I'm saying? And then, like, you have your you have your Venus and Pisces as well. So most definitely hopeless romantic energy, and you have it in the 7th house. And so with you having your sun in the 7th house and your moon in the 7th house, your sun in the 7th house and your Venus in the 7th house as well. Okay, yeah. So with your sun in the 7th house and your Venus in the 7th house as well, it's like produces this energy where relationships are just important to you in general. And, like, this house, the 7th house, although it embraces personal, intimate relationships, as a whole, it deals with public affairs. You feel what I'm saying? And being drawn and pulled to interacting with society and the public, being interested in the world. Like Pisces is the last sign, as you feel me? And so on one end, with Pisces being the last sign, typically it does signify an individual with an old soul, you feel me? Pisces, they're inclined towards spirituality and, tapping into those like greater aspects of themselves, I guess you can say. A lot of the times with the Pisces energy, they kind of have this I want to use the term like invader syndrome, imposter syndrome, right, I should say, in the sense that Pisces typically aren't comfortable in their bodies, you feel me, and they're not comfortable being here on earth. Like Pisces is a sign of escapism, it deals a lot with escapism, and so because of that, it also is very associated with like drugs and addiction and things like that, and so like it doesn't even have to be drugs and addiction, like from a over the top exaggeration, but it can even just be like you being addicted to toxic relationships, or you being addicted to like sex or something like that, you feel what I'm saying? But it's just, or you being addicted to food. I feel like with the Pisces energy, there can be a tendency of overdoing, yeah, and then it's like, it's not even Pisces, but it's like the fact that you also have your Mars in Libra, you feel what I'm saying, and like and you have it retrograde, you feel what I'm saying, and so like Mars is the planet of discipline, and like, well, Saturn is more of the planet of discipline, but Mars is like the planet of strife, you feel me? It's all about how you overcome obstacles and challenges. That's the energy of Mars, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like with you having Mars in Libra, so Libra is a sign that's inclined towards the path of least resistance, because it's ruled by Venus, and Venus is, she is the planet of like laziness in a way. Like Tauruses and Libras can be inclined towards improductivity and just doing things that feel good to them. And so there's a polarity between Mars and Venus, you feel what I'm saying? And it's even seen in the fact that Venus rules Taurus and Libra, right? And then Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. The opposite sign to Taurus is Scorpio, and the opposite sign to Aries is Libra. You feel me? So there's a opposition. But anyways, no need to say all of that. What I can just say is that Mars is debilitated when it's in Libra. And so Libra is the sign that deals with the partners, it deals with the others. And so what this means is that you may channel your energies of will and of strife and of overcoming, you feel what I'm saying, towards other people and not towards yourself. And this can even be like you doing certain things, because Mars is also the planet of ambitions. And so rather, I should put it like this can even be like your ambitions being more so influenced by those people close to you wanting you to do things rather than you actually wanting to do them yourself. And so what happens with this placement is they can be like pushovers, you feel what I'm saying? People that may lack a backbone, you feel what I'm saying? But also with the moon in Virgo, because Virgo is a sign that deals with service, service. Because that's what Virgo is. Virgos have a desire to want to serve and help people, but it's really because Virgos want to feel like they're useful, so they get used. Like it doesn't go further than that. It's pretty simple. Virgos want to be useful, right? They want to be resourceful and useful and like helpful to others. But then because, especially Pisces being in the mix as well, because both Pisces and Virgos lack the ability to create boundaries. And then like you have your Mars in Libra, so that doesn't help, because of a lack of boundaries. Like there can be an energy of feeling like people taking advantage of you, you feel what I'm saying? And people like taking and never giving, and that's why like learning to set boundaries is of great importance. Oof, I know, I did not know what I was stumbling into when I said let me do your reading. I thought I was just going to talk about your 6th house stellium. But nah, it goes deeper than that though. But yeah, like that pretty much concludes a mini reading, you feel what I'm saying? That pretty much concludes a mini reading. But I am an astrologer, like legitimately, I possess tremendous amounts of astrological, tremendous amounts of understanding on astrology, and I've been doing astrological readings for the last 6 years. You know what I'm saying? It's where so I have my so for me I have my sun in the 10th house, in the sign Gemini. And let me just break this down real quick. So Gemini is a sign that deals with the thought. You feel what I'm saying? The 10th house is like the house of a not a status. Yeah, it is the house of status, but what I meant to say, the stage. It's the house of the public stage. And so, simply put, what I had to do was exalt my thoughts to a space where they have like status and authority. You feel what I'm saying? And just all this other shit. Because I also have like a ninth house stellium. And the ninth house is the house that deals with knowledge and philosophy and understanding. So for me, what I've done is I've directed my energies and focus on understanding the different philosophies and creating a powerful paradigm for myself. Like, my beliefs, my perceptions of the world are so potent. But that's how I'm using astrology. You feel me? I use astrology in a practical way where I'm actually benefiting from my life. But it's like when people come through and like you don't know much about astrology and they tell you things like, oh shit, you have a stellium in the 6th house. Oh, that's an evil house. Like, look, I have to tell you this. It's all about the mind, and I'm a Gemini, and like I have a stellium in the sign Gemini. I have 6 planets in Gemini, you feel me? So I know all about the mind and the thoughts, and of course it's because I became conscious of these energies, and then I started to work with them. It's like you can't really work with the energies you have until you're conscious of them. So, but that's what I did, you feel me? And so I'm a mental alchemist. That's what I consider myself, and that is what I am though, because of the way that I operate in life. You feel me? But yeah, it's like it's very negative. It's kind of like the placebo effect, right? Because you don't have the information and you don't have the know-how. When someone comes through and they tell you negative things about your birth chart, then you're fucked. Because it's like, as astrologers, we possess that power of influencing people positively or negatively. And for me, I use my astrological abilities to influence people positively. And I guess I just say all of that to say this, like, don't take to heart, like, especially in your beginning stages of not completely understanding astrology, don't take to heart what people say concerning astrology, because a lot of people don't even know what the fuck astrology is. You feel what I'm saying? Like let me also throw this in the mix as well, because ancestry is very important. And it's interesting how I bring up ancestry, because Pisces also deals with like ancestry. The 4th house, Cancer, or the 4th house, also deals with ancestry. So the 4th house, the 8th house, so all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, they're all like entangled with ancestry energy. You feel what I'm saying? But Pisces, it just deals with the afterlife and the spiritual world. And Pisces typically are highly influenced by spiritual beings. You feel what I'm saying? But so like, I'm actually not even from America. Like, I'm from Africa. Like, I was born there and I came here when I was 9. Well, I was 8. I came here when I was 8. Yeah, I was 8, and then I turned 9 in America. And it's like, like I said, I have a 9th house stellium, and like, the 9th house deals with foreigners and foreign energy. But yeah, so I was born like in a country, Chad, and Chad is right next to Egypt. And my father, he was actually Egyptian. You feel what I'm saying? And like, I 100% believe, because like I know all types of stuff. You feel me? And I'm like 22 years old. You feel me? And I've been knowing ever since like I was 16. You feel what I'm saying? But it's because I like when I was 14, I got shot in the chest and I died. And I, like, right, that experience is gonna expand your consciousness for sure. But it's like, what happened was, I really 100% believe that like I'm connected, and like my knowledge of astrology is beyond me, because like Egypt, the hermetic teachings derived from that land of Egypt, and Hermeticism is a rich source of astrological knowledge and information. And so I say that to say this, like, people who pull up and they just like, look, like, people, like, I don't know, I just don't like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's even why I even commented and like broke it down, because like, yo, you're like putting this, like, when you're negative, you're putting someone in a negative space, and it's like, that's like, yeah, you don't do that. Like, that's just dumb, you know. Like, that's, I don't know. I just have feelings about that. You feel what I'm saying? I guess it's because I understand the mind, I understand how it works, and so. But yeah. Anyways, you know, I'm a Gemini, so I can go on and go on and go on and just talk. Hopefully, I'm not just talking and saying nothing though. I think that's the cool thing about me as a Gemini. When I speak, I actually say things. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you know. So also, if you are interested in diving deeper with me and really gaining a deeper understanding of your birth chart, then I would be more than happy to help you. And so I only charge, you know, $30 for my readings, and this is because I work through sessions. You feel what I'm saying? Because I go so deep, and I don't believe in surface level astrology. I believe in like deep level astrology. You feel what I'm saying? Dealing with the soul and evolution and etc. You feel me? With my clients, that's what that's what I help them understand, like who they are, who they were, and who they can become. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, because astrology is not a detriment, you know, and in this society people think like it's a detriment, like, and I hate it with a passion when people be like, oh, I'm fucked up and I'm just this way because I'm this star sign or that star sign, and it's like, bro, you know how annoying that shit is? Because that's just an excuse. Like, the truth is, you can actually transcend. You can transcend, not even transcend your astrology, but it's like you can express your astrological energies in higher octaves. You feel what I'm saying? More harmonious, more positive. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not a detriment. It never is a detriment. For real, I swear to you. Yeah. But anyways, alright, peace. And I hope you enjoyed this mini reading. Alright, bye-bye.